Hello and welcome to the second to last day of 2019 attempt at the 12 Days of Podcast. My name is Gareth.
I'm Bex.
And we are joined by a special guest. Bex, do you want to introduce this person?
This person sitting with us today is my mama, Deirdre.
Hi.
Don't sound so nervous.
Yeah, we thought we'd grab in Dee because you're not doing anything at the moment apart from watching TV, and we need an extra episode. And Bex and I talked already, so we're like, we need one more. And as much as we try to get the dog to talk, he wouldn't sit still. So
he never does.
So we thought we'd grab you. So
Thank you.
Hello.
Hello.
So question: what was it like having this one as a kid around Christmas time?
Diabolical.
Oh.
No, I said when she was younger, not now.
Oh,
when she
I'm
was
not
younger.
that bad now.
Yeah.
Don't be so mean.
No, she was good. She loved waiting for Christmas presents.
I did. I love Christmas presents. I'm the kind of person who doesn't like to open gifts before Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
And then she would carefully peel the paper off.
So you never had any trouble having to be able to reuse the paper next year?
Oh, is that what that was for? I thought you were just trying to figure out what was actually going on in them and all that kind of
No,
stuff.
no. That was Sam. Sam did that. She, without a word of a lie, guessed who'd get presents before she even opened them. Every year, without fail.
Yes, she did.
It was horrible. I hated buying for her.
And now we just go, hey, here's Amazon gift vouchers. Thank you. You buy your own thing.
I'm pretty sure most days it's, hey, we're going to buy for your daughter now instead.
Well, that's the thing. Once you got kids, that's it. We don't
We don't buy for you anymore.
No more kids. And that's the real reason why we don't have kids. That people still have to buy me gifts. I'm not sharing my Lego with nobody's.
But you're not sharing your Lego with nobody's because I still buy for you anyway.
Yeah.
We do have kids. We have fur kids.
Fur babies.
Fur
They're babies, exactly. And they get presents too.
Yes,
true.
they do.
So we've, without sounding rude, we've done 11 of these shows, or 10 of these shows.
11.
Most of them we've talked the differences between Kiwi Christmases and wherever they were from. But I'm going to try something a little bit different here now.
Go on.
We're going to go with a time, a generational thing. Alright? You ready?
But we could also talk
You
about
ready?
different cultures.
Are you ready?
Sure.
Dee, when you were
Yes.
young, what was it like when you were at Christmas? When you were young?
What was it like?
Yeah.
What did you do? Because I know that Poppy lived in Holland during the Second World War, so that would have been a really different experience.
He never spoke about it.
Really?
Of the war or Christmas?
Well,
Both.
he never really discussed anything like that with us.
Yeah.
So, when I was young, we used to have a real tree.
Yep.
And we all got about 2 or 3 presents each. It wasn't, because my parents weren't well off.
I think that's the right way to do it, though. Don't you think it's a bit gluttonous expecting all these gifts? And not gluttonous, that's not the right word. What is the right word for that?
Greedy.
Greedy.
Yeah, that would have been the one I would have used. But, yeah. But I was thinking more of the fact that, because we grew up in the, 80s, 90s, New Zealand.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
different kind of areas and stuff.
And
Dee grew up in the New Zealand.
60s and 70s.
I don't know. I didn't want to go like 30s, 40s, but I'm going to slap you. No. What was it like back? Have you noticed a difference in how Christmas was back then and is now? Like,
There's a lot more food.
More food?
A
Yeah.
lot more food nowadays. A lot more presents.
Yeah.
Gluttonous is the right word then.
For food, yes. For other
Yeah, we sort of, it was very simple. You know, we used to make decorations for the tree. People didn't buy decorations; they were expensive.
So is that like the you know how you always see the people doing the popcorn and
No, we
red
didn't.
things, or
And
did
the
you like make
cranberries.
out paper and stuff?
Popcorn wasn't around when I was a kid. We didn't have popcorn, but we used to do paper crafts. You know, we used to
Like paper chains and snowflakes.
paper chains, snowflakes.
Oh, my goodness.
that sort of thing.
Yeah.
We had an angel on a tree, on
Yeah.
the top of the tree. I came from a very unreligious family, so I don't know why she was there, but she was.
It's one of those things, though, isn't it? I
So,
think yeah.
Never went to church.
So is that why any decorations that came from the family back in those days that weren't homemade are heirlooms? Then
Yeah.
because nobody could afford them, they were really well looked after.
Yes, I bought one when I was a child. I was 9, and I bought her. It was made out of glass. It was very fine glass, and it had a bulldog clip on the bottom that you actually clipped it onto the branch of the tree.
That works a lot better than some of the other ones we've got, to be honest with you, I think.
I got
Because it was a lantern, so it stood up. It was like on a what do you call it? On a pole.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yes, yes,
It was
yeah.
all glass, very, very fine glass. First Christmas I put it up when I had children, it got broken.
Was it me?
No, it was just got broken. There was nobody. It was just one of those things.
Translation? Yes. It was Vix.
I wasn't really the
No,
clumsy one though.
of course. No one knows.
Do you remember the year Dilly knocked over the Christmas tree and broke our angel?
Yes. We had a dog that used to jump through the window.
Are we talking like Dukes of Hazzard style jumping through the window, or was this just kind of like just...
It was off the
Jumping
deck.
over.
It was off
Off the deck
yeah.
and through a bay window that we had. They were quite big windows, so they didn't go right to the...
Well, we had.
Yeah, so
They were quite big windows, so yes, she used to just leap through the window. She wanted to come inside.
She was the maddest dog on the planet. Like, she'd climb trees. I remember her doing backwards flips down the stairs. Do you remember that?
Yes.
She was as mad as a meat axe.
That's only how hard you kicked her, though, so how many backflips she did.
She did that.
Well, yeah,
She was
maybe.
weird. She was a weird dog. But tell you what, though, like
She was an Aussie dog.
she was weird. She was a blue heeler.
Every Aussie dog's weird. Like our one, over there somewhere. We won't say his name, still come running, and we don't want that to happen right now.
No, because you already tried to knock over the microphone.
Yeah, we've already tried that already. Yeah, that's fun. But, yeah, so the other one would be like Christmas movies and stuff like that, like, because, pardon ignorance and stuff, but would you, sit down around the TV and watch Channel 1 probably would be that, or you wouldn't have 2 back then, it probably would have been NZ TV or something, because, New Zealand TV, we only had Channel 3, in 94 or 95.
Really?
Yeah, it was relatively new. It's not an old thing. So
Well,
yeah.
I'm thinking back to the days before I started college. So, no, we didn't really have much in the way of TV.
No.
No, it didn't start till 5 o'clock in the afternoon.
Oh yes, that's true. Yeah, they had that. Yep. Goodnight Kiwi as well. Did you?
Yes,
Yep.
yes.
Goodnight Kiwi.
I
yeah.
missed Goodnight Kiwi. Wasn't he awesome?
The thing that made me laugh the most about Goodnight Kiwi was it's like the old kind of was a joke in The Simpsons about it, where they finally watch their TV commercial.
Yeah.
And it cuts at the end of the transmission. And so for you, Goodnight Kiwi was back in the day before 24 hours a day, 7 days a week TV. They used to shut the TV off. And so Goodnight Kiwi was the last thing they played. It was a minute and a half, I think.
Oh,
it is on
I've
YouTube.
that.
You can find it on YouTube.
You can,
It
and
is
there's
there.
so many different types. It's not
And-
the same one.
Yeah, and it would sit down and do the thing, and it would shut down the things, and it would do the whole, from us at TVNZ, we wish to thank you at good night, and all that kind of stuff. And he used to play this really soft, lovely music and stuff, and then cut to the broadcast thing. Yeah, so it's like this, da 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 da, la, da. Like, you're like, okay, well, I guess that's the end of the day.
we were teenagers when they moved to 24-hour TV. Do you remember that? I think we were I was probably about 10 or 11,
And it
maybe
was
12.
made such a big deal about it too. I remember that as well. It was
Yeah, but it was
real-
only on Sky.
And you know what really made it funny? Everyone got annoyed once the public TVs flicked to 24 hours because they were like, what's happening with the Goodnight Kiwi? No one understood.
Yes.
It was like, well,
Good night, kids.
He's going goodbye now.
Exactly.
So, yes. So, but yeah, I was just because, yes, that was one of our traditions anyway, was staying up watching Goodnight Kiwi by the end of the day kind of thing.
Especially on Christmas.
Yes. Now, traditions. When you were a younger lass of insert whatever age you want to have here, 2 days ago, 20 years ago, I don't care. What were your guys' traditions? So I know Kiwi traditions, being a Kiwi, and my parents being Kiwi, and their parents being Kiwi. But as we mentioned before, your parents were from...
My mother's a New Zealander.
Yep, and
My father was Dutch.
father was Dutch.
But
That's right.
great-grandma was Scottish, right?
My grandmother, my mother's mother, was Irish. Sorry,
Irish, sorry.
Get that one right.
My
Get that
grandfather was my grandfather was English,
Yeah.
and of course my father's parents were both Dutch.
Yeah, so you would have
So-
had a few different...
Well, not really. It was more a New Year thing. We always had Oli Bowler for New Year.
God, Poppy made the best Oli bowler.
For the people at home that don't know what that is...
It's
It's
a
a
Dutch donuts.
Yeah, spiced fruit donut.
okay.
And they put
Oh.
mixed fruit in it, and
nice.
when
It's beautiful.
you cook them in hot oil, and they come up looking like Sputnik And then they
are so good though. Like,
and then,
and
It's the best reference ever.
but they melt. Like you bite into it and it melts into your mouth.
and you sprinkle icing sugar over it.
Oh, yum.
Oh,
Yeah,
well,
it
cinnamon sugar Poppy did.
No, icing sugar. Anyway,
Yeah.
that's more our tradition. The most, well, the tradition we had the most was the families that we associated with in the area that we lived. They used to all come down and have a drink on Christmas. That's the only time I ever saw my parents drink was on Christmas.
They drank.
My mother
On
used
Christmas.
my mother used to have half a glass of sherry, and she was away with it. My father was a little bit more restrained, but that was. We used to go and see my grandmother, Mum's mother, and see her sometimes on Christmas Day, sometimes not. It depended.
Yeah.
But we didn't do the traditional Christmas. We had the traditional Christmas cake, but we didn't do the traditional Christmas pudding or anything like that. No turkey. It was always a chicken.
It wasn't a big lunchtime cook-up and
We did
food
have
for the next 17
yeah,
days
well,
or whatever it was.
we had a turkey once, and that everybody decided after that it was enough because we were eating it for days and days on end. Mum
Yeah.
didn't like ham, so we didn't have roast ham or cooked ham.
Well, that's a pity because ham is the best food on the planet.
But generally, it was just nothing very special at all. Mainly because there just wasn't the kind of money to be spending on things like that.
But when we were growing up, we would go and visit Ruthie and Poppy every second or third year for Christmas.
Yep, that's right.
And when they were on the farm, they had this high vaulted ceiling sitting room.
Yeah.
And Poppy always had an 8 or 9 foot tree in there. It was taller. He had a ladder to have to actually decorate it.
Yeah.
It was incredible. Like, it was real tree. Did he buy it or did he get it off the private farm?
We got it off the farm.
It was just amazing. Like, and then when the year before he passed away, we had our first fake tree, and that was the end of that tradition. Stupid fake trees.
Anyway.
Hey,
but
we've got a lovely fake tree that I brought you.
Yeah, well, this was my
from
father buying
Aldi.
a fake tree was a very unusual.
very
Yeah.
unusual. Poppy did not believe in fake trees in the house.
And he probably didn't have LED lights through it like our one does.
No,
No.
but he
No.
also didn't live in a country where the spiders and snakes live in your tree, and you
Yeah,
you
yeah.
don't want that in the house.
I did also find out the other day that because there's Christmas tree plantations and all that kind of stuff. around.
Yeah.
Do you know how they deter the people from cutting the trees down?
No.
They will put like I think it's fox urine or something. They'll spray it on the tree.
Yes.
Because it's like vodka. It's you can't see it, you can't smell it, and all that kind of stuff, and it's out in the way. Or this could be in America somewhere that where it freezes it, and you can't smell it. But when you bring it into a house, into a confined area, it lets it go,
Oh, in the warmth.
and it goes into the warmth. It goes through everything. You can't get rid of the smell for ages. And yeah, can you imagine like in February going? I still smell it. Yeah, that's how they stop them from doing it. So yeah, they
Fair
put this
enough.
little, it's like
Fair enough.
creative way to stop people cutting down your trees. I suppose. But
I suppose it's a big business, Christmas trees.
I
Yeah.
would say it is.
Yeah.
I mean, you remember the farm we used to buy them from when we were kids in Auckland? They
Yes.
burnt down, didn't they?
No, I don't think so.
No. There were 2 plantations next to each other, both owned by the same family. I think one of their fields burnt
Oh,
down.
did it?
Yeah.
But even then, what, you just have to pay what, $50 for a tree or something like that, was it? Or?
Oh, not even that. I mean, it
Funny,
wasn't
though.
until later on it got more
35, I
expensive.
think, was
The average.
the first time we had a Christmas tree in our new house in Auckland. We got the biggest one we could find
Yeah.
because it was out in the hall, and we had a huge cathedral ceiling. It was great.
beautiful.
And that was probably
then
the last Christmas we had where it was anything decent, wasn't it?
for a long time because we moved to Christchurch after that.
That's right.
And now we've got a 7-foot fake Aldi tree. Just saying. Our tree's awesome. It's got LED lights through it. It's great.
It needs to have a spray of pine on it.
Yes,
Well-
it does.
Well, ironically, we do have, from my attempt to try and make candles for everyone, which went nowhere, one of the things is actually pine. So we can make little pine reeds and put them around the tree if we want
do.
to make that smell come out.
But
So
we do have a real pine tree in the house. It's just about,
It's about 6 inches tall.
and it doesn't really smell.
Probably a bit bigger than that, I think, yeah.
It doesn't really smell very nice.
No, because it's just a baby that you brought, again, from...
IKEA.
thought
I
it
did
was-
not buy it from Aldi. I bought it from
I thought it was
IKEA.
It's the
No.
other. It's the other foreign four letter